Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gabe Garcia announcing tonight's match. Alongside me is
Lucas Stevenson.
And we are here as our Capital Eagles take on the Skyview Hawks. Tonight is not only a match night, but it is also senior night. So we're really excited to start off tonight's program. We are actually going to watch our seniors walk out for our traditional senior night. And keep in mind, not only is it senior night, they're also going to have a spotlight, so that'll be pretty awesome. Live coverage is brought to you by KCHStv. Down on the floor working main cam, we got Glyn Shore, and we'll be right back.
And we'd like to take a few minutes here and honor our seniors, including our lead statistician. So with no further ado, I'd like to start with Aaliyah Hernandez. She is escorted tonight by Alondra's been with us for a number of years. She's going to be sadly missed next year. She's been on the books for a long time. We wish her well next year, where she plans on attending Boise State University and currently is undecided on what she's going to study, but she's going to stay local. Maybe we coax her into coming back a few times. Our next person is our first wrestler, Nathan Avalos. Tonight, Nathan is escorted by his mom, Courtney, his dad, Eddie, and his brother, Marcus. Nathan's our 132-pounder. Nathan, after school, is either going to attend a lineman trade school or play rugby in college. We have a special guest tonight. Sam Dwyer is in attendance as well. Our next athlete is Inan Ayers. Inan's escorted tonight by his mom, Shelly, and his dad, Mike. Inan's our 152-pounder. He plans on attending CWI for a couple of years and then transferring to Boise State. Little known fact, his favorite color is pink, and he said he loves starbursts. Our next athlete is Jaden Davis. Jaden's our 160-pounder. Tonight, Jaden's escorted by his mom, Jamie, and his dad, Taylor. After high school, Jaden plans on heading to the University of Idaho to study environmental sciences. Our next athlete tonight is our 285-pounder. That's on a light day. That's Moses Estrada. Moses has an entourage tonight. Joining him tonight is his mom, Christina, his stepdad, Rudy, his brother, Isaiah, his little sister, Estelle, his girlfriend, Serre, and his stepmom, Belinda. Moses is looking forward to graduating from high school and seeing what the future holds. Jace French is our 182-pounder. Tonight, Jace is escorted by his mom, Julie, and his dad, Rob. Jace also plans on attending, or does plan on attending the College of Idaho, and he's going to continue his football career. Jake Jones is Capital's 160-pounder. Tonight, he is escorted by his mom, Jennifer, and his dad, Kevin. Jake plans on attending Boise State, going to get a BA in business, and then, if all goes well, he wants to attend a law school at the University of Idaho. Grayson Lauer is Capital's 145-pounder. Tonight, he is escorted by his mom, Alyssa, and his dad, Dave. Grayson plans on attending Northwest Nazarene, and he's going to play lacrosse. Our next athlete, Bobby Miller. He asked to specifically be announced as Bobby Miller. Bobby's a 220-pounder tonight. He's escorted by Candace and Hunter Freeman. He plans to go to Washington and work in the shipyards. Our next athlete is Abe Turpin. Abe wrestles at 195 pounds for Capital. He's got a couple of state titles under his belt. He's escorted by his mom Jennifer and his dad Greg tonight. Abe's future plans include either playing a rugby in college at the University of Arizona or Central Washington. Our last athlete tonight is Adrian Silvers. Adrian's escorted by his mom Rowena. Xavier plans on going to college to major in biology, likely pre-med. He's not quite sure where that's going to be, so good luck to you on that. All right, folks, let's give our seniors a big round of applause. We appreciate all that they've done for us, this program, thanks to their parents and all the others that have helped them get to this point of being able to stand out there on the mat and represent Capital High School. Thanks again, athletes. All right. Let's get ready to do some wrestling here. We'll give you a couple minutes to clear the mats. I will announce the varsity lineups after we get squared away. We're going to be starting at 113 pounds tonight, so just so you know, starting at 113, I'll announce the lineups here momentarily, starting at 98 pounds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that. We hope you enjoy. That was senior night here at Capital High School for the 2020 wrestling team. I'm going to throw it over to Lucas, and he's going to do our roll call tonight for our varsity lineup.
Tonight wrestling for the Capital Eagles, Dom Richards in 98. 106 is Nolan Call. 120 is Ben Oram. 126, Jameson Hunt. 32, Nathan Alvaros. In the 138 class, Dylan Mayfield. In the 145 class, Grayson Lure. In the 125 class, Ian Aries. 152, In the 160 class, Jacob Jones. In the 170 class, Jaden Davis. In the 182 class, Jace French. In the 195 class, Abe Turpin. In the 120 class, 220 class, Charlie Hashrider. And in the 285 class, Moses Estrada.
What a good night it's going to be for wrestling out here, Lucas. I remember the days when I was out here wrestling myself, and wrestling under the spotlight is definitely a very prestigious and fun thing to do. Something that I always remember, and I know that these kids are going to remember when they graduate high school. So here we go. He's going to do the matchup right now.
At 106 for Capital, Nolan Call. And for Skyview, Ishmael Valdez. At 113 pounds, we have a double forfeit tonight. At 120 pounds for Capital, Ben Oram. For Skyview, Connor Chee. At 126 for Capital, Jameson Hunt. And for Skyview, Wyatt Metcalf. At 132 pounds for Capital, Nathan Avalos. And for Skyview, Cole Bailey. At 138 tonight for Capital, Dylan Mayfield. And for Skyview, Blake Neal. At 145 tonight for Capital, Grayson Lauer. And for Skyview, Isaac Rodriguez. At 152 for Capital, Ryan Ayers. And for Skyview, Jack Kirkman. At 160 pounds tonight for Capital, Jake Jones. And for Skyview, Thomas McMillan. At 170 for Capital, Jay Davis. And for Skyview, Trent Hensley. At 182, Capital sends Chase French to the mat versus Colton Fleischman for Skyview. At 195 tonight, Nate Turpin receives a forfeit. At 220 pounds tonight for Capital, Charlie Bassett also receives a forfeit. And at heavyweight tonight for Capital, Moses Estrada will face Josiah Laura for Skyview. All right, folks, we have Capital and Skyview head coaches and captains. Capital's coach Alexander Skyview is Dusty Vaughn. Our captains tonight for Capital are Charlie Axtrider and Nate Turpin. For Skyview, Blake Neal, Josiah Laura.
Alrighty, there you have it. So those are our lineups tonight. We will be starting at the 120 weight class as Ben Oram takes on Connor Cheney.
All right, well, let's take care of official business out there. We'll get our public service announcement in. Welcome to the match tonight. As a member of the schools of the Idaho High School Activities Association, we remind you that sportsmanship and the objectives of the educational institutions are top priority. Your cooperation, support, the values, and respect and good citizenship are appreciated. Please be an example of those around you. This time we also like to take a moment to recognize and thank the United Dairymen of Idaho and Dairy West as the official sponsor of the Idaho High School Activities Association. Thank you, Dairy West. We've got double forfeit at 113 tonight. We're going to start our wrestling battle. 120 pounds, Oram versus Gene.
Alrighty, first matchup, we got Ben and Connor. Connor starts off with a shot. Ben is putting pressure on the head, trying to spin back. Looks like Connor's giving him a good fight right here. Ben got behind, guys, two-point takedown. Working his way up. Looks like Connor's trying to get up here, Lucas, but Ben is putting the pressure on. Looks like he's going for an arm bar, really putting pressure on him. Trying to get some back points here. Ben's got, I believe, an arm bar. Yep, he's got it set.
And just under a minute left in the first period. And Ben has Connor in an armbar.
Yep. Ref called it. Could be dangerous move on the shoulder or injury time. Yeah, armbar move is really difficult, and one of the things that you have to be careful in order to actually make that move efficient is you have to make sure that you don't overstretch their arm and or shoulder. So ref will always look for that, but it is a really efficient move. And most times when you get a guy into an armbar like that, unless they're really, really good at escaping, it's pretty difficult to get out of and will lead most times to a pin. Current score is 6-0. They got 49 seconds left in the first quarter. How do you think Ben's looking there, Lucas?
I think Ben is using the ground game a lot better than what Connor's doing, but Connor's giving him a really good fight on the ground.
So, starting us off, the team score tonight is 6-6, as you see on our scoreboard below on our graphic, made to you by Glyn Shore. 6-6 is the current score. Team scores. We will not be showing the actual match score, so Lucas and I will do our very best to give you guys time as well as our scores, our match scores, if you will. So right now it's 6-0. Skyview, Connor is on injury time. Injury time is now stopped. Connor's coming back onto the match, ready to go, I believe. Ref is checking in on him just to make sure he doesn't have any blood, make sure that his headgear's in check, all the above. All right, since Ben got the takedown, Connor is going to start on the bottom after this injury time. Okay. Nice drive with the leg. Ben's got the leg trapped. His left leg is trapped, and now he's working up his body. He's going to put pressure on the top. Connor, wow, did a really nice move trying to get up there, but unfortunately Ben is putting a lot of pressure, keeping his body down on Connor and really working him. It looks like he's trying to go for a far side cradle. Oh, Connor got up, so he got his 1 point. It's now 6-1 with Ben on top.
With just under 2 seconds left in the first period, and the score at the end of the first period, Ben Oram 6 and Connor with 1.
So Ben is green, so Capital's green, Skyview's red, so he's going to ask. Capital had first choice, they deferred. Skyview chose bottom. Do you know why they choose bottom on the second round there, Lucas? They choose bottom because if he gets up like he did, he'll get another point, which puts the score 6-2. And now they got to work in the neutral position. A lot of hand fighting there. Oh, Ben was high. Connor's got the shot, but, oh. Connor's now got the 2 points. Spun behind. 6-4 is the current score between Capital and Skyview. Ben is on the bottom trying to fight up. It looks like Connor is also trying to run an armbar, and which he does. Ben does a roll outside. They're still in bounds, fighting it out. Can't tell if he got the reversal. It went out of bounds, but they gave him the reversal. No, I'm sorry. They gave him a 2 point near fall on that one. So
And just under a minute left in the second period, and both these athletes working hard in the game, and Ben putting on high pressure, and so is Connor.
So if you noticed on the last round, Lucas, the ref didn't call out of bounds. The reason why he didn't do that was they were both within. If you have two body parts, like an arm and a leg, two legs within the circle, they're technically not out of bounds. That last call where he blew the whistle, they both went out of bounds, which is why he stopped them and brought him back into the middle. So they started neutral position. Connor got a shot on Ben. Ben's trying to hold him, make sure he doesn't get behind. But see how Ben's got his leg? If he lets go of the leg and the kid gets his head out, he's going to give him the 2-point takedown. Okay, he got his head out. So now Skyview will get the 2-point takedown. The score is 7-8 currently.
And at the end of the second, Connor will push Ben out of bounds, but it will not matter because that was the end of the second.
Yeah, Ben really needed to get that escape point. Unfortunately, that was a really tough fight. Again, when there's a takedown, if the guy that does the takedown doesn't have his head out and or the guy who is on the bottom has his leg, Lucas, what happens is it's not a takedown. It's only a takedown if the bottom man is fully down and the top man gets his head up and has no, doesn't have the bottom guy holding his leg. We are in a second injury timeout before we hit the third period. Skyview needs to be a little bit quick on this. They don't want to run out of time for injury time. Otherwise, they will forfeit the match.
Both these athletes putting in a very good fight as we're in injury timeout. For Skyview, Connor, it looks like they're wrapping his head up over at the injury area. And like I said, both these athletes putting on a really good show under the spotlight on senior night in the Capitol Gym. And we're in the 120 weight class.
What a great night it is here at Capitol. We are loving being under the lights. I tell you what, this is the coolest thing. Okay, our injury time is now over. Ben is going to start, so he gets choice on this, either top, bottom, neutral, and he chose bottom because he needs to get the points. Don't reach back, Ben. Don't reach back. Out of bounds. He's got to be careful not to reach back. You know why? Because if he reaches back, what happens is Connor can grab his arm and take, get an opportunity to run an arm bar or something of that sort. Okay, Ben is really working his way out. Nope. Okay, Connor's getting back points on Ben Oram right now. Ben is bridging as hard as he possibly can to fight the pin.
And this crowd is going nuts for Connor. And Ben is working his way out, and Skyview will get the pin.
Man, that was a tough one. 38 seconds into the third quarter. That was a good match. So Skyview will take the win on that. Next up on the 126 weight class, we got Jamison Hunt and Wyatt Metcalf. current team score is 6-0. Valley View. Okay, there's a lot of scrambling. Jameson's trying to get behind. He gets the 2 takedown points. 2-0, Jameson.
And Jameson was putting on hard pressure after the whistle. And Wyatt looked like he could get a takedown on Jameson, but Jameson did a reversal on the back of Wyatt, and he will try and put him in a pin position. And he will get the pin. Jameson Hunt takes the win on that match in the 126.
What a nice pin. Good job, Jameson. Great pin. So the way the team scoring works is based off your matches. For those of you who are watching our live stream currently. So the way it works is if a team gets a pin, they automatically get 6 points. Points in between, you get 3 points, I believe, and don't quote me, I'm a little rusty at this, based off of decision of 1-7, and then if it's 7 or more points, they will receive 14 points, and then again, a pin or tag fall is 6 points. So now we are at the 132 weight class. Nathan Avalos from Capital and Cole Bailey from Skyview. Starting in the neutral position. Nathan is coming out really aggressive, Lucas. Will he get the takedown?
I don't know, because Skyview just got away, but Nathan fighting back.
Got to stay inbounds. Okay, still no score, 0-0. There's a lot of head pressure. What he's trying to do is either snap him down, pull him his way, manipulate the guy so he can get spun behind and get those 2-point takedown and or run a move. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't get high enough for Cole to get a shot on his legs, on Nathan's legs. They're scrambling.
Nathan putting on some hard pressure on Cole. Cole gets a strike to go in, goes for the legs, can't get it to pull off. Nathan putting on some good head pressure. Cole goes for another leg grab.
Nathan almost got taken down there. Cole had leverage on his arm and was able to pull him on his side.
Just under 30 seconds left in the first period between Nathan and Cole.
Score still 0-0. We have not gotten any takedown points or fall points.
Nathan was looking for the takedown right there, but couldn't find it, and Cole ends up on top of Nathan.
Yeah, Cole's got domination right now. He's got his arms, but the issue that he's trying to do is grab the leg so he can get a spin behind for 2 points.
And Nathan's moving around a lot for Cole to not grab those legs, and that's very athletic of Nathan right there.
It is indeed. Okay, we just finished the score, 0-0, Lucas. What do you think they're going to call? So Capital got the first call. They deferred it. Why? So now Skyview's down, hoping that they can get up and get maybe either reversal points for 2 or an escape for 1.
And Nathan putting on hard coverage right there, looking for the takedown, and he will throw him to the mat. And Cole ends on top of Nathan. And Skyview will get the 2 points for the reversal as Cole is on top of Nathan right now.
Nathan's really got to work up to his base, get his head up, make sure Cole does not put pressure on him. He's got to work to that base. Looks like Nathan's trying to run an arm bar. He's really working him. Although Nathan's doing a good job keeping his arm out instead of tucked back. Come on, Nathan, you got to fight it, bud. He's got to get up to his base.
Cole putting on some good offense.
He's really putting on that arm bar.
Just under a minute left in the second period. And Skyview is in the lead with 2.
Okay, Skyview's got Nathan in that arm bar. He's fighting it. He's bridging as hard as he can, but he's in the pin position right now. Nathan's got 38 seconds to fight this.
Nathan doing a really good job of keeping it from the pin position. as Cole is still on top of Nathan. Just under 30 seconds left in the second period.
Come on, Nathan, you got 23 seconds left.
Cole will get the pin on Nathan, putting the score at 6-12 for team score.
As I said earlier, Lucas, when you get into a single or double armbar, it is a really difficult move to get out of. If you were on the defense and the guy is trying to put an armbar on you, the best way to get out of that is try to get your arms forward as much as you possibly can. You do not want to pull or have them pull your arms alongside you. Next up, we got Dylan Mayfield and Blake Bill. Dylan is capital 138. Dylan's a tough wrestler, boy, I tell you. I had the opportunity of coaching his brother at Fairmont, and he assisted us all last year, and man, that kid's a stud.
And we've watched Dylan Mayfield wrestle all year here in the Capitol Gym, and he's got very good upper body strength and leg strength, and you can see that he puts in work in the gym and on the mat, and it's really good to see that he is an upcoming athlete and a rising star for the Capitol Eagles.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, and he's aggressive. Okay, it looks like Blake has the single leg on Dylan. Dylan rolled back down to his belly down, but unfortunately Blake got the 2-point takedown on Dylan. The score is now 2-0 with Blake holding him. I'm seeing a theme with Skyview, and it could be just me, but they are loving those arm bars this evening as Blake is really working him. Looks like he's trying to go for a possible double armbar on this one, but he just definitely has a good single on Dylan. Dylan's got hips away from Blake, making sure that Blake doesn't roll him in the direction of towards his back. Dylan is playing excellent defense against Blake right now, not having him put him on his back, that's for sure.
And just under 30 seconds left in the first period of this match, and we will go back to the middle as we were both out of bounds, and Dylan getting back to that center to start in the down position.
He's playing good defense right now. Okay, got a warning. Top man needs to make sure that he's got a hand on the belly and a hand on the elbow. If not, ref is going to call a warning call. So he needs to make sure he's aware of that. Be careful not to do that. Dylan needs to be careful that Blake doesn't get that arm in an armbar position. He's doing really, really good. But I tell you what, Blake's a tough wrestler, man.
Dylan's still playing some really good defense as that's the end of our first period. Skyview on top, 2-0.
Skyview has choice on this. He defers. Capital's going to have the choice. Coach is signaling down position. Dylan needs to get some points on the board, and the best way to do that, unless he is really, really, really good in the neutral position and knows he can take Blake down, he's going to start in the down position. So you can either get up for 1 point or a reversal, 2 points.
And Blake automatically taking that arm option away from Dylan after the start of the second period.
Blake does a really good job, if you notice. He keeps one of his legs in between Dylan's in the back, and the reason why he does that is if he can get control over him, Dylan's gonna have to work harder when he has that leg trapped. But for the most part, they're both playing really, really good. Just two really good wrestlers that we're watching right now. Looks like he's going for a half on one side and an armbar on the other. Running that single armbar on Dylan Mayfield. Not good. Dylan's really, really got to fight this.
Blake looking for the pin, trying to find the legs of Mayfield. Just under a minute left, and Blake will get the pin on Dylan Mayfield.
Man, that's a tough match. Skyview knows what they're doing in the armbar department. I think that's the third match we've seen where Capital's gotten pinned based off the armbar move. So the team score right now, Capital 6 and Skyview 18. Next up here on the mat, we've got Grayson Lauer from Capital and Isaac Rodriguez from Valley View. My apologies, Skyview. Isaac gets a nice shot, takedown. I'm sorry, Grayson. Oh, man, Lucas, I'm having one of those days where I'm mixing things up. He's fighting for that reversal. Isaac's trying to get the reversal, but Grayson is doing a good job. Oh, man. He's got him in the cradle position. Will he hold it?
Grayson looking strong. He's looking to be able to hold it, but he will.
He did not have a good position on that that cradle hold, so he's going to go back, recover, see what we can do. He's trying to set it for a near side. We'll see if he gives it. Nope. He's going to try it.
Grayson looking for the pin on Isaac.
Working the head. Grayson's getting off his knees. Oh, man, good move. Coach is yelling on the side, run a half, run a half, run a half. He's running the half. Post the arm.
Just under 30 seconds left in
there you go,
first
Grayson.
period.
Nice.
Grayson gets the pin and putting Capital closer to the Skyview Hawks in the team score.
Yeah, that was a good pin. He ran the half just as Coach yelled on the side. Not only did he run the half, he posted the arm, got his knees up, and he was ready to go.
And Grayson was moving around a lot in that match, and I believe that's how he got that win, was he was moving it around and he was getting Isaac really tired on the mat.
Well, and you'll notice too, Lucas, that you know, when he ran a move, he didn't just sit there on the move. He automatically switched it up. He automatically went for that that cradle position, but it wasn't doing anything for him, so he had to regroup. Great job on that match. Our next match right now, starting, is at the 152 weight pound. That's Einan Ayers and Jack Kirkman.
Capital looking for the pin right there. Skyview looking for a way out. And a great move there by Capital. Couldn't pull off the pin, but he's looking for another one. And it looks like he has him in an armbar there.
No, that's not quite an armbar. That's a, he did an armbar and he caught the leg, man.
And that will get the team score tied up at 18 with that pin from Capital.
We've got a good match tonight. Good teams wrestling. Okay. So here at the 160, Jacob Jones versus Thomas McMillan from Skyview. Again, as I'm saying, good matches. I'm seeing a lot of moving around. All right, we got Jake Davis. I'm sorry, Jaden Davis. Jaden Davis from Capital for the 116 versus Thomas McMillan. Okay, a lot of hand fighting going on. Got to find your shots. These guys got to get low. So getting the upper weights. They're taller guys, so he who is lower sometimes wins, most 10 times out of 9. Got to find their move there, Lucas.
And it looks like they're just hand fighting right now, although I can hear the Capital bench, and they're getting him to lock the heads right now as they do it right there.
You can also hear the coaches on the side yelling, shoot, shoot, shoot. Someone's got to find their shot.
And just under a minute left. No one has really taken any shots. Just a lot of play fighting right now with the hands. And a little cutting there. There has been some shooting down for the legs, but both athletes couldn't really make a move as Jaden Davis goes for the legs, but Skyview will come up.
Okay, Skyview's on top, has a head and arm, trying to get the leg. Will Jaden needs to fight this off. Skyview has not gotten the points because he needs to get behind Jaden. Jaden has his leg trapped, and it was not letting him go. He knows that the time is short.
Just under 15 seconds in the first period.
Yep. So at that point, Jaden knew that all he had to do was hang on to his leg. If he didn't, then what could happen was Thomas could get a 2-point takedown by simply spinning right behind him.
And both men will start in neutral position with 5 seconds left in the first period. And no points in the first period.
Okay, 0-0 as we progress into the second. So it looked like Capital had the decision, and instead of deferring, interestingly enough, they chose bottom position for the first start. Typically, as a coach, you do defer to see what the other team is going to do. But I think Capital is going with the premise of we're gonna start on the bottom position, see if we can be the first to get points up on the board. What he's doing right now is he's actually grabbing and trying to control the wrists because he wants to get Jaden, and if I'm noticing a pattern here, he's trying to get Jaden down. And my theory here, Lucas, is he wants to get an arm bar of some sort.
And I think that theory is right because we've seen a lot of Skyview wrestlers tonight as he does put him in an arm bar. But back to what I was saying, we have seen a lot of Skyview wrestlers tonight, and they have used the arm bar to put the pin down on Capital.
Yeah, right out of the gate, you notice them pulling the arm back. He wants to get control of that arm and the wrist first and then the arm so he can run a move. And that move, typically what we're seeing tonight, is the arm bar. Jay needs to be careful of that. And if you guys are watching at home, look for those moves. You'll see him automatically trying to go for it. Right now, though, he is trying to get Jaden kind of flat. Jay needs to make sure his arms don't go parallel on his side. Score is 2-0. Thomas from Skyview.
Thomas has Jaden flat, but Jaden will work his way back up to his foundation.
Okay, we got less than 35 seconds on the clock right now. Nice 2-point reversal there by Jaden. 2-2, scoring with 25 seconds left of the second period.
Jaden looking for a pin. And he will get the pin. Jaden coming from behind to get the pin. Jaden coming from behind there to get that pin.
Leverage the arms, get him down. Second period in the quarter. That's second period, short time. Can't ask for anything more than that. So now we are going to the 170-pound weight class with Jacob Jones, Jacob Jones and Jane Davis swapped. So Jacob Jones is now the 170. So we're at the 170 weight class. Current team score is 27-18.
And Jacob putting on some hard coverage on Skyview. A lot of hand play. Jacob has that hand over the head, little head pressure. Jacob looks for the leg on Skyview, trying to get Skyview to drop to his knees so he can get on top. And
we got a neutral position. They went out of bounds.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry there, Lucas. Go ahead.
And they will start in neutral position here. And Jacob still putting on some good pressure on Skyview as they're doing some hand play right there. Just under a minute left in the first period in this 170 weight class. Score is still 0-0. Team score is Capital Eagles 24 and the Skyview Hawks 18.
Your KCHS crew tonight on bottom cams, we've got Jopleyn Brown and Mac Noltensmeyer. In the producer role, we've got Aaliyah Montoya. She's rocking it for you guys. And on main camera, we've got Andrew Whittington for you. That is your KCHS crew. And then back at the home base, we've got Glyn Shore watching in on everything, making sure that our audio and everything is sounding okay through the TV. Okay, Lucas, we are almost done with this period. Skyview's got a shot, but it looks like Jacob is not giving it to him. All right. We got injury time, Skyview. And it looks like Jacob is, Trenton is on injury time. Now, for those of you watching at home, one of the things that I really want to commentate and say is, holy smokes, wrestling is a tough sport. Just one period, I mean, you exert so much energy and use so many muscles in your body that you never knew you had. I would almost say, Lucas, that to me, I would say wrestling is probably one of the hardest sports along with swimming.
I would have to agree with that. And also MMA boxing, if you've ever watched that at home, and you go and look at Conor McGregor, and we've seen videos on him and his fights and stuff, and he just puts absolute work into the gym and on the in the ring, and that's what these wrestlers are doing.
Minus the violent fighting.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll take professional careers out of this, but they do have an opportunity too.
Okay, so as we come in the second period, it looks like Skyview is choosing the down position. They're going to try getting on the board first with either an escape or reversal. Be careful. Oh, man. It's always scary when you see a wrestler pull the other guy on top of you. So far, there's no points. Trenton needs to get behind him, which is why he didn't get the 2-point takedown yet. Still no 2-point takedown because we got Jacob holding Trenton's head. Okay, Trenton let go of the head. It's now a 2-point reversal.
And Jacob trying to get back on top over Trenton. And Jake's head is being pressed into the mat, but Jake will find his foundation jumping across the mat, and they will call a halt.
Full Nelson. He just went for, I think this is common in wrestling. You try running a half Nelson, you're scrambling, you're trying to find your move, and you put your other arm in there, and before you know, you have a full Nelson. So when that happens, you'll notice that the ref gave him a attack or a warning and gave Capital a 1 point. So now the score is 1-2. Still Skyview on top on this match. Trenton is really holding Jacob down. It's a tough match here.
Jacob looking to peel away that hand that's behind his head. As we are just under a minute left in the second period. And if Jacob could hold on for just a minute, we will send it into the third period.
Oh, man, he's got a half. Trenton's trying to run a half on him with a leg trap.
And
Jacob's doing a really good job finding off the half. But now you're seeing Trenton run a half on the other side. Oh, Trenton's got his arm underneath. He needs to be careful that he does not do another full Nelson. But he does have the half Nelson. What would make that move a little bit more effective there, Lucas, is if he put his head on the side. If Trenton put his head on the side of Jacob on his hip, he would have had more leverage to push him onto his side and run that half Nelson, in my opinion.
And Jacob Jones, one of the seniors here for Capital, and he's putting on a good show for these fans and for the KCHS crew.
Scores 1-5. Trenton from Skyview has 4 over on Jacob. We're now going in the third period, and I believe Skyview is choosing, Capital, is choosing the neutral position to start this period.
And Capital looking for points on the board right now as they're sitting at 1. And both these boys put on a good show for us. Trent will take him to the ground and get 2 points for Skyview. Trying to grab that back leg of Jacob Jones.
Jacob Jones needs to be careful that he does not allow Trenton to put him in a far side cradle. As you see, Trenton is working him like crazy. And one of the things that he's doing is he is trying to run a half, but vice versa, if Jacob is not watching it, Trenton could possibly put him in a far side cradle.
Just under a minute left in the third. Your score is 7 for Trenton and 1 for Jake. Jake looking to find his foundation and stand up. Couldn't find it.
40 seconds left of the third period. It looks like Trenton's trying to run that half still. And he will get it. A half.
Trent will get.
Wow, that was an interesting move. It wasn't quite a cradle, but it was almost like a cradle with a leg grab. Not fully cradle, half Nelson. Skyview will get the points, and it will tie the team scores 24-24.
And we're in the 182 weight class. Jace French and Colton Fleshman are wrestling. And Jace French for Capital and Colton Fleshman for Skyview. And both athletes just playing around with the hands right now.
In the neutral position, still fighting.
Still in the neutral position for both these wrestlers.
Who will take the shot first? Jason Colton, they're still trying to find their move here, putting pressure on each other. Hand control, ref is telling him find something. Okay. Jace is in kind of, when you're doing that shot, you want to be careful that your opponent does not push your head down. Colton is doing a very good job at pushing Jace's head away. Coach Xander is yelling, snap his head down, snap his head down. Colton's going. He's got a single leg right now. There he goes. Still
Jace
nothing.
Shot.
Still nothing.
Jace
there we
a
go.
Bunch of shots. And Jace taking a bunch of shots at Colton. And it was a 2-point takedown that he just earned. Just under 5 seconds left in the first period.
Don't let him out. Okay, out of bounds call right at the bow. Right. Okay, it looks like Capital has decision on this. Top, bottom, neutral, defer. Looks to me like they chose bottom position.
And off that bottom position, you can get some points off of it.
Either a reversal or a An escape. There you go. 3-0 with Jace. Jace in the lead.
Jace looking for a shot to take on Colton. But Colton has him. And Jace will get free of it.
Yeah. Calling a headlock on Skyview. That's 1 point for Capital. It will now put the score 4-0. Can't make mistakes like that. That's points you're giving away to your opponent. Okay, now back in the neutral position, although Jace's headgear looks like it's a little messed up. So he's going over to coach saying, hey man, help me out here. Tip. And it seems like my producer is laughing. Aaliyah is getting a kick out of my commentary here. So score is 4-0. What do you predict is going to happen at the end of the match here there, Lucas?
Well, I believe that Jace has the athleticy to get the pin in on Colton. But Colton is also putting up a really good fight for Jace, so it could either end up in a third-round decision or a pin at the end of the second or third.
Good predictions. We got great athletes here. Jace is doing a really good job playing offense and defense. Colton is doing a really good job as well. Unfortunately, he did give Jace that 1 point for the headlock. He has a single leg right now. Let's see if he can make something of it. Unfortunately, Jace is on top. If he can put pressure and get behind Colton, he can get the 2 point takedown. Looks like that might be a possibility here.
Just under a minute left in the second period, and Jace has Colton.
Jace is trying to crossface, and he got the 2 point takedown.
And both in the center of the mat right now, as we are coming up on 30 seconds left in the second period. Team scores tied at 24. Jace looking for something, looking for a half. Jace with just 15 seconds left in the second.
Okay, he needs to have control of Colton, otherwise Colton is going to do something like get a leg and get up. He's got time is just about out here. Now we're going into the third period. Score 6-0.
Both athletes putting on a great show for us tonight.
Skyview coach is giving Colton the signal to go neutral, so they will start this match at the neutral position. Colton really needs to work here, and honestly, with a 6-0 difference, Colton needs to either get a lot of points really fast or get a pin here for the win. Time is definitely of the essence right now, though. There, Lucas.
Yeah, and both athletes and the team scores are still tied at 24. And Colton looks like he's on top of Jace. And Jace will throw Colton to the ground after finding the foundation in him. And he will get a 2 point takedown, putting the score at 8-0 for Jace. Jace playing some good offense on the ground and on his feet.
He really needs to break him down, though. The key is in this position, now that you've gotten your takedown, you want to break your opponent down to their stomach, find your move. And I think that's what he's doing. Colton is definitely giving him a hard time, not giving Jace the opportunity of running a move here. However, we are 30 seconds left of this match. Jace will have a good opportunity of taking the win on this match.
Team score will be a very big factor in the last part of our matches.
Well, unfortunately, Skyview has a couple of forfeits that will hurt them. I think coming up here we have 2 forfeits in a row, which will give Capital 12 team points. That match finished 8-2, Capital, with Jace with the win. We will have a forfeit at the 195 and the 220. Team score right now is 27 points, which will bump it up to 39-point difference with the 2 forfeits. Our next match will be 285, Moses Estrada versus Josiah Lara from Skyview.
At 220 pounds, Capital's Astrader also receives a forfeit.
Abe Turpin and Charlie Hashrider will receive a forfeit, putting the team score at 39-24.
Heavyweight for Capital, Moses Estrada, and of course, Josiah Lara.
And we are in the 285 weight class. Moses Estrada and Jason Lara.
Here we go. Mo and Josiah out here wrestling. Wow. Moses Estrada with the throw.
And Moses is just a really strong athlete.
I will say something, though. You can tell that Josiah is now amped. He now knows what he's got himself into going up against Moses, or Mo, as everyone calls him.
And every wrestler knows that after the first takedown or throw, that they automatically know what kind of wrestler that they will be and how much of a big factor it will be in the end of the match.
All right, Mo and Josiah here. Really, really tough neutral position here. Someone's got to take the lead. Snap down, a shot, something. With 45 seconds left of the first period. Okay, if you got 30 seconds, you got to do something. If I'm the coach on the sideline, I'm screaming right now. I know I do that a lot with my junior high kids. Wow. Looks like Josiah with the shot, but Mo threw him out of bounds. So it's a 0-0 right now.
And we have just under 10 seconds. Short time for Moses. Both athletes not really throwing too much of big moves in that first period as it comes to a close.
Skyview has decision. They defer. Capital is choosing the up position. Now, with the one thing with the big guys, if you have the top position, typically you have the possibility of a better position for points. Although these two guys are not just big, they are muscular.
Yeah, and you can really see that in the Skyview wrestler. Skyview will take Moses to the ground.
2-0.
It's 3-0 for the match score.
Out of bounds.
And onto the hardwood floor. You never want to see that because people can get really injured on that hardwood floor.
Makes my back hurt just watching it. Okay, Mo's got to get up.
Mo trying really hard.
He did a nice rollout. Yes.
Mo's
He got 1 point escape. That was a nice roll. Excellent job, Mo.
And that's what you do in the house when you're really young. You just do a bunch of somersaults around.
Eventually it'll pay off after your mom and dad yell at you a few times. I'm sure you've experienced that, Lucas.
Yeah, a lot. And a minute left in the second period.
1-3.
A really good wrestling match that we have on our hands tonight.
These guys are strong.
Both wrestlers doing a really good job. And both very, very good athletes and very strong indeed.
Okay, we got 25 seconds to go. We're still in the neutral position. Mo got the escape, which is why he got the 1 point. But unfortunately, he's still down going into the third period unless he makes something happen right here.
Just under 10 seconds left in this match in the second period. Both wrestlers fighting really hard, and that's the end of the second.
Skyview has decision. Coach is automatically walking up to the edge of the match from Skyview saying down, 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 down. He wants his wrestler to get an escape for more points. I think this match is going to be determined by points.
And judging by those first 2 rounds, both these men are fighting really hard, but it might change right here.
Half Nelson, he's got a head and arm, and he's holding Mo down to the ground right here. Mo's got to just keep fighting it. He's got a bridge and roll, but unfortunately, Skyview will get the pin on that one. Pin with the head and arm. That'll give Skyview some points. 30-39, but Capital still has the team points. Those forfeits are definitely helping them tonight. We are now going to jump down to the 106 weight class. Dom Richard in 98, unfortunately, is going to have a forfeit. And Nolan Call will be our 106 wrestler, finishing us out this evening with Ishmael Valdez from Skyview. All right, Lucas, here we go. Last match of the night. We got the little guys. These guys are fast.
Nolan Call putting on some good pressure right now as he's leaning into.
He's trying to throw that arm over, but Ishmael is not giving it to him. Nolan is still keeping the head and arm. He's trying to throw the arm over. You can see Ishmael's arm back. Nolan's kind of got an arm bar. He's looking for near fall points here. He is in the near fall points. Yep. Okay, Nolan's going to reposition. Gets two near fall points, with the 2-point takedown. Gives Nolan Call 4-0 against Ishmael from Skyview. Perfect opportunity right here from her far side cradle. Will Nolan take it?
Just under a minute left in the first period, and Nolan Call and Ishmael giving us a show tonight.
I tell you what, Lucas, it's interesting seeing Nolan in this environment. I'm used to seeing him in my class in video, and he's a very mellow kid.
And you don't really see much fighting power in him, but once you get him on a mat, you'll see a lot of fire in him.
Hey, now you know, Lucas, if he borrows pencil, give it back. Okay, here we go. Ishmael's trying to get us an escape here with a stand-up or a reversal, but Nolan is really working him down. Ishmael's trying to flatten out. Nolan is going for, I can't tell from this angle,
10 seconds left in the first period.
I think he's got the arm. He's got his wrist. Coach is telling him to circle, try to get some back points, but he runs out of time for this period. Okay, Capital's going down position. Here we go. Caution, top man. Again, as a reminder, as we stated previously, top man needs to make sure that he puts his hand on the elbow. If the hand is not on the elbow, ref is going to call a caution, as well as the belly button. Okay, here we go. Ishmael's really working Nolan. Okay, he got out. Oh, man, Ishmael's doing a really good job getting back, but Nolan is going to get a reversal.
Nolan putting on some really good coverage.
There you go. Here's
there.
Some near fall points, Lucas. Will he get the pin? He's squeezing. He's trying to work the guy's shoulders down to the mat.
Ref is looking for both shoulder blades down on the mat. Couldn't find it. And Ishmael
3 points, near fall. So Nolan got 3 points near fall. That'll put the score 9-0.
Now, while we have a break here, Mr. Garcia, you are a coach at the River Glen Junior High. Could you tell me something about that you see for these kids to come up to Capital, especially as your 8th graders who are coming up as freshmen?
Yeah, Lucas, good question. The big thing is when these kids come up to the high school level, the things that they have to look at is down at the junior high, they're typically used to the 130 period range, whereas here at the high school level, they're wrestling 2 minutes, and 2 minutes is a lot of time. Typical things like reaching back, keeping your head up, those are elements that these kids really have to excel in, not doing when they get to the high school level, because these kids, as they progress into the high school level, they are just aggressive.
And just under 35 seconds left in the second period. Nolan Call getting out to a strong lead with 9-0.
Big shout out to Coach Lannon and Coach Talaria down at River Glen as well. I know if they were here coaching, they'd be out in the corner screaming. They had Nolan as one of their top wrestlers at River Glen last year, and they did a great job coaching him because, man, he knows his stuff.
Nolan is also one of those rising star athletes for Capital High School, along with Dylan Mayfield, as we saw earlier tonight. And that's the end of our second period, and we'll be starting the third period.
Okay, score is 9-0 still. We're going in the third period, and we are starting at neutral position.
Ishmael goes for the legs for Nolan Call. Looking for a takedown.
He will get the takedown, 9-2. Ishmael got the 2 points, so 9-2, 7-point difference. Nolan really needs to work his way up. Ishmael's a little bit high, but look at that. There you go, Nolan, he swam. He got the 2 points.
And Nolan and Ishmael will go out of bounds, and a injury time
for Skyview.
Minute 30 left in the third period. Nolan coming out to a strong lead, 11-2 over Ishmael.
I tell you what, Lucas, one thing that I've noticed about Nolan on this match is he does wrestle really smart, and when he's in trouble, he doesn't panic. He doesn't make sporadic moves. He really thinks about what he needs to do, and he does his very best to adjust. Doing a really good job.
And Nolan is a very athletic kid. He plays football for Capital High School. I believe he was on the JV team this year, and he's just an all-around athlete, and he's really showing it here as he's playing football and wrestling, not at the same time, but back-to-back seasons, because football is in the fall and wrestling in the winter, so he is constantly working.
Looks like Ishmael went onto the match, but ref called him back to the corner and said, hey, you got blood on you. So reassessed. Coach has got to get him clean before he can come out to the match. Want to make sure that it's cleanly and clean. Ishmael will start on the bottom. Nolan will start on the top since he did get the points on the last period. Ishmael fighting for an escape. Nolan's not going to give it to him. Ishmael does have Nolan's leg. Nolan does need to do some sort of crossface or something to make sure that Ishmael does not get out. With 1:10 left, Nolan's really working Ishmael. He's going to get some points here, some near fall points. He needs to sit back a little bit, get his shoulder, Ishmael's shoulder down to the ground. There you go. Now he's going to squeeze his arms. He needs to sit back a little bit more. Oh, there you go.
And Ishmael moving around under Nolan.
But I tell you what, Nolan's doing a good job squeezing, keeping him posted.
Nolan will pick up the pin.
What a way to finish the night.
And on this senior night, Capital will pick up the win. Capital Eagles 51 and the Skyview Hawks 30. That was your final team score.
That was a great match, Nolan and Ishmael. Nolan did a really, really good job on that front. And yeah, he was able to get that pin. Grapple for the granite. If you have an opportunity, so I'm going to talk a little bit here before we conclude tonight's broadcast. We have tomorrow night, Capital will take on Boise High School. Or I'm sorry, tomorrow night, Capital will take on the Boise School District teams at Bora for Grapple for the Granite. Now, do you know a little bit about Grapple for the Granite there, Lucas?
No, I do not.
So Grapple for the Granite started a few years back. Ironically, it started around the time that I was wrestling here at Capital. And it's a granite rock with all the school logos. And the team that wins the matches gets to take that rock home and keep it at their school for the duration of the year. It's a pretty awesome match. And if you look at Capital's case, we've had the granite for a few years. I'm not too sure where that rock is this year, but hopefully these boys can bring it home. Because I tell you what, it is pretty prestigious.
And we've seen this Capital team all year, and they've shown that they're a really good bunch of kids, and they all have really good heart and soul into this wrestling community. And for our seniors tonight, it sucks that you guys are moving on, but you know, sometimes you just have to end it here. But a good way to win it, to end it on a win though.
So congratulations to the seniors. Hope you guys do really, really well. For all the viewers at home, tune in February 22nd. We will be live streaming the district tournament here at Capital High School. I'm Gabe Garcia.
And I'm Lucas Stevenson.
Thank you for watching this KCHStv broadcast, and stay tuned. We will have more live streams coming up in the near future. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful evening.